I recently played Beyond Skyrim Bruma for the very first time in 2025 and absolutely loved the experience. In this 3-part series, I shared my review and observations on every side quest and all the quests in the mini-faction questline, Bruma Guard. The focus will be on the quest design and writing. In part 1, we discussed the following side missions, and in part 2, we focus on the remaining side quests. As mentioned in the first video, this video will contain spoilers, so if you have not played Beyond Skyrim Bruma, then go watch something else. If you're still here, then let's get started then. So we speak to an agitated orc named Morg. His wife Atul is missing and he needs our help.
I'd been hired by some anonymous noble to clear out a cave full of bandits near Bruma. Offer some nice coin too. My wife came with me. We were battle partners. Things were going well until we were ambushed. I managed to escape my captivity, but when I got back to the cave, they'd gone. All of them, including my wife. I've been searching for her damn near a whole year now. No success. Praise Malakath. Once you turn up something solid, let me know. I'll be here. The best place to start is probably the castle. Ask the nobles.
So we are directed to meet 4 nobles at Castle Bruma. Brignar the Steward, Afana Edici, a highborn member of the court, Sinja Strongmind, another member of the court, and Simund Gautier, another member of Count Decilis Carvain's court at Castle Bruma. So we asked these nobles about hiring mercenaries recently for bandit clearing operations. Everyone gives vague answers, but Afana Edici proves to be useful. We find out that Afana is madly in love with Simund and has been sneaking into his quarters regularly. When we question her about a raid organized by Simund, she talks about a journal in his room. At this point, you can help place her love letter in his drawer, in which case she provides you with a key to Simund's quarter. Or you can offer her gold so she can get the dairy herself. A small choice here. We choose to do some snooping around instead of bribing her.
Here's what we'll do. I'll give you the key to Simon's quarters, and you can do whatever you wish. But in return, you have to leave this note in his drawer.
So we get the key and off we go snooping into Simon's quarters. His journal makes it clear that he was involved and points to him being smitten with Atul.
Did you do it? Did you plant the note in Gautier's drawer? Oh, I am aflutter with excitement. No, that's impossible. My dear Simond would never stoop so low.
We return to Dumrag with the journal, and you can implicate either Afana Edici or Sinja Strongmind or Simund Gautier. Implicating Afana or Sinja does not make sense as there is no clear evidence, so I was confused by the choices here. If you guys know why we see these options, do share your insight in the comments. The only logical choice for our character was Simund as we found his note.
Gautier? The Breton? Then I'll rip his... Wait, a Breton? Really? A Breton? Weak-willed, soft-spoken, magic-practicing ponces? Go search this guy's home. See if it actually was him. Find something. Anything. Bretons. They're like fresh-born a chotter. Pretty to look at, but not a use on Nern. It couldn't be him.
So off he goes to Gautier Manor, a private estate located in the foothills of the Jaral Mountains, to the east of Dragonclaw Rock.
What was that? Hurrah!
On the writing table is a letter from Simon to a bandit chief about receiving an orc. With this incriminating evidence, we return to Dumrag.
That bastard! Yes! He did it! I can tell, plain as day! We're going to Gautier's house. Now! I'll follow your lead. It's time for retribution.
So off we go again to Gautier Manor, this time with Dumrag.
Would you look at this? Silverware. Materialistic Breton bastard. Doesn't surprise me.
At the manor, we are expected to do nothing, while Dumrag starts the investigation, which results in interesting findings.
Wait, would you look at this? There's a trap door under here. Looks like these barrels got pushed over it. That little eel tried to hide himself by hiding the way in, eh? Well, that's that. Now let's march down here and find my wife.
Whew. Today went better than expected, I suppose. But some nosy type came asking around about mercenaries and bandits and payments. I told you the brute was back in town, and now it seems he's got a lackey who's on our scent. I even felt the need to barricade us in here for protection. This constant running and hiding is...
I know. I don't know. This is still so strange. It's hard wrapping my head around it sometimes.
Yes, I know what you mean, dear. But sometimes things just happen, and you're foolish to fight back. It's unfortunate that we have to keep our relationship as secret as we do, but what choice do we have?
Quiet now, Samant. Just relax.
You sneaky, slimy, slithering bastard! Here with my wife! My wife! You deviant, backstabbing...
She's mine, Dumrag! She loves me!
Your lies can't save you
It's
now,
true,
you
Dumrag.
ignorant son of a...
I love him.
A tool, you faithless wretch! How dare you! How dare you forsake me so brazenly for this corrupt, spineless...
Doomrug,
Enough of this! Atul loves me! She no longer loves you! You must come to terms with that orc! Now, leave our home and never bother me or her ever again!
At this point, Dumrag is a raging bull. We can let him kill Simon or reason with him and ask him to move on. We ask him to move on with his life. It's love, huh? What can you do?
You're right. This was bad business all around. No good can come from stooping to this level anymore. I'm leaving this den of iniquity. Perhaps we'll meet again, perhaps we won't. She ran off after the confrontation in Gautier's manor. No idea where she is now. The debacle taught me a lot, though. Clearly, she wasn't happy with me. Maybe going our separate ways is for the best.
I like this quest. Usually there's no reason to go and talk to the nobles of Castle Bruma. This quest introduces us to them. I appreciate the dialogue with each one of them. I feel the quest could have offered more player agency when finding Simon's journal in his room. It could also let the player find the trapdoor at Gautier Manor instead of letting Dumrag do the searching. With more player agency, this quest could have been great, but right now it's an okay quest. Cadius Venucius, the leader of the Bruma Synod Conclave, tells us that some random items are appearing at the Synod building.
After the first item appeared, I had one of the attendants, Attendant Wickart, take it back to the study area for examination. Check with him and see if he has discovered anything.
My theory? I think someone sent it here as a test. I think someone is going to try teleporting here using the same teleportation technique. We should... I'm going to continue studying this thing. You might want to tell Cadius that this doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon.
As we talk to Ronald Wickhart, a member of the Bruma Synod Conclave, a soul gem just materialized out of nowhere. What's going on? Cadius asks us to look for more items.
Search the Conclave. Look for anything that seems out of the ordinary and bring it here. Maybe by examining the items, we can determine their origin.
So we start searching the Conclave for more mysterious items. There are no map markers, but the 3 mysterious items are easy to find. We report back to Cadius.
Give them here. Let's see what they can tell us. Not just any generic form of soul gem. This is a black soul gem. Only 2 types of people use these: murderers and necromancers. This certainly isn't an item which carries with it a positive stigma. These taught me a lot, thank you. One thing is certain. Whoever these items belong to is affiliated with the magical arts. More specifically, the darker side of the magical arts. It would also seem that our mystery mages have some connection with Frostcrag Spire. The Synod appreciates all your help in solving this little enigma. But at this point...
Wait, what's that? Oh, not again!
Who made that noise?
Ah! A zombie is teleported into the Synod Conclave building now. What's going on here?
Go to Frostcrag Spire and do whatever is necessary to put an end to these infuriating escapades. I just hope that the college isn't somehow involved in this. Divines know they live to make trouble for us.
So we are tasked to investigate Frostcrag Spire. So off we go, walking and enjoying the spectacular views of the Gerald Mountains.
Aster, you have to be more careful. We don't want anyone getting hurt in this experiment.
Be calm, my dear. Be calm. We don't even know if the thing is sending anything through. We have yet to send anyone to check the destination site. For all we know, the blasted creature could be in pieces all over the Gerals.
But a zombie? What if it did go through and somebody gets hurt? We can't have that happen, Aster.
We need live tests. Ugh. But I see your point. Very well.
We reach Frostcrag Spire and talk to Aster Estentius, the senile master of the College of Whispers.
Why, this is the ever-famous Wizard's Tower, Frostcrag Spire. So much history has taken place inside these walls. So many mysteries to uncover. So many previous residents to reincarnate and interrogate. They are fascinating. It works then. Simply wonderful. Why, the Spire's portals, of course. You know, the ones I've spent the past few days slaving away at, tweaking, in an attempt to get the damn things to work properly. So, tell me, were the objects intact?
Now we have 3 options. Work for the Synod and persuade or intimidate Astor to stop his experiments, or report him to the Synod and then get an objective to break the portal, or work with Astor and help the College of Whispers by being a guinea pig in this experiment. Since our character is friends with the College of Whispers and we love magi experiments, we decide to go with the third option of helping Astor by acting as a human test subject for the portal.
I knew I could count on you. Follow me. Are you ready for what awaits you? What I need is to genuinely test these portals out and get them calibrated. I can't fix a problem I don't know exists, after all. First, though, I need you to place a marker at the destination site. This ancient thing is set to send people to the old Bruma Mages Guild, which is now the home of the Synod in Bruma. Here's the beacon. I hid it inside this boot here, just put it in the main hall. With it in place, I'll hopefully be able to focus the portal's trajectory directly to the beacon's location before you test this thing. Steel yourself. This may feel a bit tingly. All right, here we go. Prepare yourself.
We then get teleported to Bruma and fall from the skies. I love that.
Is there a reason why you're leaving a boot on the floor? I certainly hope this is an unorthodox investigation method, and not simply you messing up my conclave.
We place a beacon at the Synod and get back to Astor.
Are you ready for what awaits you? Now that I've made every adjustment I can think of to assure its proper function, I need only one thing. Step onto the teleportation pad. If it works, then not only will you have aided me in this first essential test, you will have stopped any further items from appearing in the conclave. Simply step onto the pad when you're ready.
This time he wants to teleport us to the Synod, but warns us about the dangers of human teleportation. At the Synod, we have an option to talk to Cadius, who rewards us for stopping these experiments.
Whisperers. Curse those careless, undisciplined necromancers. This time their experiments endangered my conclave. But I'm curious how you think teleporting through it would have destructed the thing. Still, no zombies nor any other displaced objects for that matter have appeared in the conclave since you left. So I suppose it stands to reason that you were being truthful. Your service merits reward. Please, accept this sum of coin from the Synod's coffers. Now, good day to you.
Back at the College of Whispers, we get a reward from Ravel Faldrani.
Oh, you were the one, eh? I heard about that. Good work.
And Astor now becomes a Morrowind-style guild guide, which is amazing. If you talk to him, we have a dialogue option where he teleports us to Bruma for free. That is an awesome perk to have, especially if you are playing Beyond Skyrim Bruma in a survival mode. We now have an instant teleportation service to Bruma from Frostcrag Spire. I love this quest. It was such a meaty quest, lots of magic and mystery. The roleplay options add a bit of replayability. And Astor Ascensius is a wonderfully well-written character. Whispers of the Mountain just shows the brilliance of the Beyond Skyrim writing and quest design team. Amazing. We speak to Cadius Venucius at the Bruma Synod Conclave about magical threats in the Gerals.
I've heard tell of some necromancers holed up in Underpall cave, performing their usual heretical rituals and incantations. They threaten the good name of the Synod, and the Conclave can't spare anyone. I see. Necromancers aren't a force to be trifled with, stranger. I implore you to be careful.
Underpall Cave is a large cave containing revenant necromancers who specialize in reanimation and suspension of the dead. As a result, every single dead body can become your enemy.
Faster than you. Better than you.
Fighting a bunch of mages who can increase the enemy count with reanimation made things challenging.
Do you really want to see your life away?
The cave contains 5 zones where we fight and slaughter all of them. Finally, we reach a corridor with a door guarded by a zombie who does not attack and just stands near the door, as if guarding it. What is that thing?
Please enter. My most beloved mistress awaits you. Do mind your step and your manners. This way, if you please.
So we are allowed to speak to the leader of this group. If this was a vanilla Skyrim quest, it would just be a simple kill the bandit leader and be done with it. But not here. So let's talk to this leader.
So you come here and defy my acolytes, What is it that brings you to Underpall? This is surely no place for the living. The Sign-On Man. Yes, he and I have history. He's not aware of my presence here, though, or of the life I choose to lead. Our history? We are siblings, mages raised together from birth. We had an inborn gift. We were talented, oh, no doubt about it, but we had nowhere to turn for training. Cadius chose to grovel and put on the sycophant act to get in with the Synod. Now, he's well entrenched in that little group of impotent, politicking pretenders. I chose a different path. I chose to follow in the footsteps of my father. He also had a talent for magic, and he had been disowned by my family for necromancy. I tracked him to this fortress, this Underpall, and began working under him. He fell ill and eventually died. I was granted ownership of this den of necromancers by family right, though my claim was, as always, disputed. Now my father serves me well, as you have already seen. Oh, yes, he was the doorman that let you in. But enough talk. It is time for me to test your might for myself. Big mistake. Time to die.
There is no...
Well, you did it. The High Necromancer is dead. No doubt that's what you'll be telling my brother Cadius when you see him again. Oh, what joy for you, I'm sure. Savor it before it melts away.
After listening to the story of Alava Venucius, we have an option to either kill her or spare her. If you choose to spare her, she cries out that she wants to die for her crimes and begs you to finish her off. Now we have some interesting options. The first two options will end up in the death of Alava. The third option will also result in her death if we fail to pass an average persuasion check, as we see here.
Used to act, then I suppose I will have to. Damn.
Rest at last.
Our character's speech skill is at 30 and an average speech skill check needs the speech skill to be at 50. Thus, we could not persuade her to not take her own life. Let's check out an alternate choice.
Perhaps you are right. I am under no illusion. I can't just undo what has happened. But perhaps this isn't a lost cause after all.
If our character's speech skill is more than 50, we can ask her to move to Bruma, or go to work at the Synod along with her brother, or go to work for the College of Whispers, or turn herself to the authorities, or start a new life in Hammerfell. We ask her to start a new life.
I've always wanted to see Hammerfell. I'll be heading there first, probably, but who knows? Right now, anywhere's better than here, eh? I'm done with this place. Done with this life. Time to move on.
We return to the Synod in Bruma and inform Cadius about his sister's death. and that completes the quest.
She? Who? Who was this? By the divines, Oh my. Did she make any mention of our father by any chance? I don't know what to say. Here, take the gold. I must grieve. Twofold.
The amount of dialogue and roleplay options here is amazing. You can test every option and its outcome across multiple playthroughs. This ensures the greatness of this quest. To start the quest, we head to Fort Pale Pass near the Skyrim border. There we meet Legate Priscillius Varro. A recently captured StormCloak prisoner has not been cooperating with interrogators. We decide to assist the Legate as an external contractor, and that begins the quest.
Best of luck, and thanks for helping us with this.
We show the authorization papers to the officer and enter Fort Pale Pass prison.
All right, doors open. Good luck in there. Gods know you'll need it.
What is it?
We speak to Bjarni Shatterstone, the prisoner.
What? Who are you? You're not one of these damned Imperial soldiers. Are you here to rescue me?
And we have multiple dialogue options here. His cooperation will depend on how these options are presented.
Questions? Ha! Do your worst, dog. I will never break. Never!
If we work for the Imperials, then we are presented with multiple ways of interrogating Bjarni. You have a persuade, intimidate check as well as an illusion skill check, which is super cool. But our character is role-playing as a StormCloak sympathizer, so we choose to rescue Bjarni.
What? Who are you? You're not one of these damned Imperial soldiers. Are you here to rescue me? Oh. A true son of Skyrim. My heart gladdens to see you in this hive of Imperial bootlickers. Want to free me? Oh, praise Talos! Alright, friend. First thing that needs done if I'm to get out of here is simple. Unlocking the damned cell.
As you can see from the quest journal, the step with an entire branch where you interrogate Bjarni is marked as failed. So there is no turning back. So we unlock his door by getting the key or using our lockpick spell.
Freedom! Best stay focused on the task at hand, eh?
What, Oblivion?
Thought you could get away, huh? Victory, once again. Today is a glorious day! Today is the day that Bjarni Shatterstone is freed of his captivity! I thank you for releasing me from my captivity, friend. But as you no doubt know, this is only the first skirmish in the war. The war for my freedom! So, fellow prisoners, fellow captives of these Imperial Legion dogs, I ask you this. Do you stand with me?
I stand with me? You mean get the Oblivion out of here, right?
Yes, of course you will. But you'll also get to stand with the mighty...
Yeah!
Alright, friend. It would seem Talos smiles on me today.
It's time to rescue these prisoners from the Imperial Legion dogs.
Going to have to get out of the fort, one way or the other. Question is, how will we do it?
Got a jail full of bitter prisoners here, ready to take up arms against the Empire for their freedom. I say we give them that chance. But what say you?
With Fort Pale Pass filled with Imperial soldiers, this is not going to be easy. We have a choice here again. Take the stealth approach or start an uprising.
Oh, really? I always liked the idea of being a bold leader of men, even if it's part of a jailbreak. The men are random, filthy prisoners. Well then, best hop to it, eh, friend? May Talos guide us. Hey! I heard talk amongst the guards on my way in. To the right, that leads to our freedom. But to the left, the captain's quarters. Might be worth skulking around in there. I bet the captain has some things we could use.
Once we exit the prison, Bjarni suggests we examine the captain's quarters, so we do that.
Hang on a minute. Look at this! An old Imperial horn! These things are what the superior officers use to make commands. Summon reinforcements, sound alarms. And lord their authority over their underlings, if my experience is any indication. I have an idea. I have a few allies, breakaways from the main StormCloak army, waiting for me on the other side of the border. I say, you grab the horn quickly. Then we take it up top and blow it loud as we can. Summon some help for the confrontation up ahead. Up to you, though.
So, we have another option now. Blow the horn to summon StormCloak reinforcements. We choose to avoid doing that as we are looking at a stealthy exit. I love how dynamic this quest is, with options being thrown at us via dialogue when certain events have passed. Superb. To get out of the fort, it is better to wait until night time, when most of the fort will be asleep.
Never leave here alive.
Whatever shall I do? Looks like that was the last of them.
Once we step outside the fort, we will be met with the legate and two Penitus Occultus agents. Of course, they are pissed.
In a time of desperation, out of a desire to spare that prisoner the horrors of the Penitus Oculatus, I put my faith in you, stranger. You betrayed that trust. Instead, you decided to free a StormCloak from captivity and storm your way through an Imperial fort. No longer a contractor, but instead a traitor. While you were in there, the Oculatus arrived. I had feared they'd subject the prisoner to a fate worse than death. I wanted to spare him that. But now I see. I see that you both deserve that fate. The Oculatus agrees, and I intend to help them along.
Big mistake.
This is futile! Give in!
Once the Imperials are all dead, Bjarni will thank us and leave for Skyrim. And that ends the quest.
Thank you, friend, for all that you've done for me this day. To aid a StormCloak in a jailbreak. On this side of the border, even. Well, it takes some stones. Takes some guts. Sadly, however, I suspect this is the part where we go our separate ways. I've got to reconnect with my brothers and sisters in Skyrim. There is much yet to do. Much yet to plan. And, well, friend, I need a rest. And some nice, warm mead. Prison breaking gives a man a thirst. In terms of reward, as you've probably guessed, I'm a little light on coin right now. But I promise I'll set right this debt as soon as I'm able. To that end, friend, care to tell me your name? Not sure I caught it before. Guess we were too busy muddling our way through hordes of Imperials, eh? Ah, so that's your name, eh, friend? I admit, not exactly what I was expecting. Well then, keep an eye on the horizon, traveler. I'll find a way to pay you back. Don't you worry. Goodbye, friend, and good luck.
If we follow him, we see him entering the Serpent's Trail. Another amazing quest with lots of dynamism, interesting dialogue options for role-playing and multiple branches for replayability and different ways of going about your task. What could the quest have done better? Even if we take the stealthy approach, we are caught and are forced to greet the legate. Maybe we could have had an option to bypass that, but I'm nitpicking. With the branching, dynamism and choices we get, this quest is fantastic. Let me know if you guys enjoyed a StormCloak in Chains. Did you side with the Imperials or did you assess the StormCloaks? Did you take the stealth approach or did you go all guns blazing? Do share your experience in the comments below. Alright guys, we have come to the end of this video. In this part, we discussed the following side quests, and in the final part, we will focus on the mini faction questline. What did you think about the quest we discussed today? Do share your thoughts in the comments and make sure you check out the next part. If you're still here, I appreciate you and thank you all for watching. May the divines guard and keep you.